Ideally, you always wanna duel the saving hero, so that's gonna be OD unless OD is not in range. But yeah, it's simple. Just kill the hero with the save.
Yeah.
And they can just like go for another duel as well if Nyx is in a good position,
Yeah.
because then he can just catch the OD as he's coming in to save. Because that is a very nice matchup. Even a support Nyx can completely destroy a core OD. Because mana burns tend to deal like 600 damage against Outworld Devourers or Destroyers, whatever.
It'll change again in 2 weeks anyway. You don't need to memorize the name. As long as you get the 2 letters right, I'm pretty sure that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
And so Nemiga taking a little bit of time to think about this next hero, going through that reserve time here.
Radiant team ban.
Terrorblade, okay.
Ooh,
There was
that's
an
a
oof.
scary TB.
Yeah, and looking at Bates' lineup, how do they deal with this so far? I mean, they've got
10
one hero left to
seconds
pick,
remaining.
so a lot of people talk about, and I mention it pretty much every
5
time the hero
seconds
comes out. You know, the Drow Ranger being a good counter for the Terrorblade here, but you have things
Mm-hmm.
like the Monkey King being able to Primal Spring on top of it, the Astral Imprisonment that closes the gap. Is this a good pick for Bait, or is there something else you think they should be looking at
Radiant team
against this
ban.
Terrorblade?
I was gonna say I think Dindy's gonna pick Puck.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
because Razor is decent enough against TB, and they have the Legion Commander for some damage as well. So having the Puck have a winning lane against whatever
10
Nemiga
seconds
puts out,
remaining.
and then having a lot of tempo in the mid game is really nice. But we're not
5
gonna see that
seconds
one.
remaining.
Bait gonna be banning the Death Prophet after last game. Makes a good amount of sense, seeing as Aincrad, even though he had a pretty bad lane, completely destroyed that game.
yeah, like you said, there was just no kill potential on him at all. And once he got over 3k health, he was just fine to run around and do whatever he wanted as the ban out the Pango. So this is definitely going to be the off lane OD, you think, here for Nemiga?
I think so. Unless Bait picks something that is very vulnerable to OD, but that would be a little bit silly.
Yeah.
10 seconds
Okay,
remaining.
so both lineups, I mean,
5 seconds
I'd
remaining.
like to see something on Bait with a little bit of burst, I think, to help out with the duels. You talked about the mana burn. Is there any specific hero you think Bait could pick up? Because Lena is still there.
I was gonna say Lena. It's one of their most picked heroes as well.
And Dendy's a big fan of the Void Spirit as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. It's a bit low on the damage, but it's an option. I think they haven't picked it that much in the past few matches.
yeah. Well, we'll wait and see.
Radiant team
Take out
ban.
Lushrak. Control burst damage as well as sustained damage there
Team pick.
coming through.
Oh, goodness.
Now we have to wait and see if this is violent playing it.
Better retreat! Retreat! Better retreat!
It looks like a pretty decent Pudge game to me.
10 seconds
Go on.
remaining.
You have the squishy supports, you have the carries that are
5
vulnerable
seconds
to
remaining.
burst magic damage. I mean, looks pretty good. I hope that they win this. I really do. That would be awesome.
Yeah, and I kind of hope they don't, just because I see enough pudges in my pub games. You know, I don't need to see Bait setting a trend and pros start picking up the pudge, and then all of a sudden it's even more picked up.
Choose your
But
hero.
not every team has Dandy. Come on.
Yeah, but you know, if Dendy does it, Dendy's a trendsetter. You know, if Dendy does it, everyone's gonna do it, and then next thing you know, every pro game has a pudge. But they get the Aincrad Invoker. That's a big pickup. It is going to be the Dendy Pudge, so we are going to be seeing a classic. How does that match up against the Invoker in the mid lane?
Mm, I think Dandy's gonna win it.
Yeah,
He has better base damage, can secure CS with Rot. The only problem is that he's never gonna have mana, but then he doesn't need mana. Come on.
That's what mangoes are for. Clarities, you know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Mana is completely overrated.
10 seconds remaining.
so it is going to be having on the support Monkey King Vanscore following up
5
with the
seconds
Lion. We've got
remaining.
ourselves Kiritich on the Terrorblade, Aincrad on the Invoker, just waiting for Chosen One to pick up his OD. There it is, as it looks like it's going to be the Pion on the offlane and Violent Razor. Laguna playing that support, Io with Gatsy on the position 5 Nyx Assassin, and Dendy in the mid lane on the Pudge. I'm really looking forward to this game just to see how this, because yes, okay, it's going to be a Pudge game that everybody looks at now. If it goes well, that, you know, like I say, people are going to be inspired to play the Pudge, but Pudge is just such a fun hero to watch. Being able to drag heroes about, you know, you got the control on the Monkey King as well. Anytime he tries to throw out the Wukong's command, just drag him out with a hook. Terrorblade as well, if you can control him through with the Dismember through to make sure he can't get that Sunder off, you know, there is a lot of control on the side of bait that stops him from being able to get effectively that second life out. So I am looking forward to seeing how this plays.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna see some nice duels into hooks on the Legion, I anticipate. That's what always happens when I have Pudge plus Legion.
Well, getting ourselves into it. So you're going with your heart here. You're expecting, or not expecting, but you're hoping that bait get this win.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
I'm expecting Nemiga to win, but I'm hoping Bait wins.
Well, we'll have to see which way around it is going to fall. Getting ourselves into the second game between Bait and Nemiga. And we see a 5-man smoke coming through from the side of Bait. Are they going to try and go for a first? Because, I mean, Dendy, if he wants to go for the hook at level 1 as well, you have to watch out going for those runes. Could put you in kill potential here on the side of Nemiga if they're not careful.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see what Dendy picks up first. Rot is more likely because it helps you more in lane, but if they can secure a kill with hook, it is definitely worth it. Oh, and look at Heaven's Wedding. Very interesting.
Why would he be putting this? I mean, I understand it coming into the mid game, into the late game, if you have something like the Nature's Prophet or Tink or something like that, but why does he go for this cliff wards
30
so early on?
seconds to battle.
That is a good question. I would say to look at rotations or the pulling, but then he also blocked the small camp, so I'm really at a loss.
Is
Like,
it?
I understand the cliff ward on bottom
Yeah.
over here, but this one, it is very strange.
Is it purely to try and get behind and pick up Curious earlier on?
Oh, could be. Oh, nice hook by Dandy. Secures the 3 bounties. That's
that's
now
it.
a 90% win rate.
Yeah, it's they've got a 1k or nearly a 1k net worth lead according to stats. You know, they're gonna win this. How did Nemiga come back from this overwhelming?
I'm not
advantage?
sure, but it's already a 60% chance to win according to the Dota Plus assistant. Also, it's gonna be Quasik Sword Invoker.
Yeah, so not even any EMPs. And the change to the Pudge as well, so the hook pretty much just one-shots creeps. That's a really nice change for Dendy, because it means he can hook into to side camps as well when he's got a little bit of downtime. So, and even coming up into the harder creep camps as well, just to secure kills on creeps. It's Kiritich. Well, it wouldn't be a Robnroll obs cast if we didn't miss the first blood. So crack out your Titors. Yeah, the teams catch me monologuing all the time. I need to get the syndrome out of my system. But yeah, now that the Metamorphosis is down, how's this lane gonna run for Pion as well as Laguna?
It should be fine. I mean, it's a pretty big fuck up that they give up first blood anyway on a Legion IO lane.
Yeah.
'Cause that shouldn't be happening. It's just kind of poor positioning there from the IO. Shit happens though.
Yeah, and well, Nemiga, that's a good start for them to get them off the board, break the duck. Gatsy as well. You can see Razor, Violent playing it all the way back here. They actually got the D-ward off. So that's... I mean, I would never in a million years expect this ward to be here, so just being able to go through and get that D-ward.
That is madness.
Yeah.
I don't think they saw the monkey place it, because the cliff ward doesn't give vision of that position.
No, true, true.
Some third eye bullshit there.
we'll yeah, have to go back and watch the replay to figure out how they figured that one out. As Heaven, he's got himself another sentry, so if they want to try and D-ward the D-ward, you know, that could try and block another camp. They could try and go for this plasma field, going to be used in Heaven. Well, the impale is there, but Heaven just playing it safe, you know, playing around. He's only level 2, so he's going for the balance strike and not Jingu Mastery, which makes sense coming up against the Razor. You know, you never want to go in swinging against this hero, so just being able to chip him down from a distance. Meanwhile, Dandy in the mid lane, top of the last hit so far. So he's
He
having
is
a good time.
destroying Aincrad, just like last game.
And what's the build? Because I mean, Aincrad goes for, like say, the Quest Exhort build. Is it going to change up? So it's going to be the Hand of Midas. What do you go for after the Hand of Midas?
Depends on the game. Some games you want to get Blink, other games you want to get BKB. Most games you kind of want to get Aghanim Scepter at some point.
Yeah.
But keep in mind, I think, one of the worst invokers to have ever graced the planet, so don't listen to me.
So we're holding off on the stamp of approval for the build here from Aincrad in this game. Kiritage going to be taking a lot of damage here from the overwhelming odds, and going to be forced back. Reflection does come out, so Pion has to move himself back. Laguna there as well with this fake orb floating about, and the Lion already moving off for that pull. So
When they get Heaven,
yeah, going to be able to do the damage there. And Violent, does he want to follow up onto Chosen One? Because it's going to be underneath the tier 1. He just goes far enough that he can still get the drain, but not taking shots from the tower. Chosen One trying to turn around with these orbs where he can.
I'm still waiting for Dandy to get that solo kill on mid. Is he gonna be rushing Aghanims? Okay.
Sure. I mean, I suppose that makes sense up against an Invoker where, you know, if he starts to pump out the Quartz Orbs, that he's got that extra regen, and just the reduction on that's quite nice. The extra damage and the radius as well in the middle of fights.
Yeah, I don't think you buy the Aghanims for the 25% regen reduction.
I'm just thinking overall, if you can get it off, you know, if you can keep heroes grouped up, for the things like the duel as well, just being able to stop extra regen through the duel, it's one of those things that makes it extra comfortable in the game, that just utilizes well with the rest of your team. Two-man impale from Vanscore.
A lot of impels in this game.
Yeah. Kiritage is going to be taking a couple of orbs to the face, going to be pondering those. And not in a good way either. Pion, does he want to come through? He doesn't have the mana for another Overwhelming Odds, doesn't have it on off cooldown either. So Kiritage is going to be able to play himself away.
And he's still having a good time on mid, but it surprises me that he doesn't go for phase boots first.
Top tower is under attack.
I mean,
Just getting that extra armor and mobility.
why do you
Just
need
really
to be...
wants that Aghanims quickly.
Yeah, why do you need to be faster if you can slow other people down?
I mean, if he hits the hooks, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, yeah.
Even max the
Dire's
rot.
top tower is under attack.
So, I mean, well, the TP coming up onto the top lane now as well. Pion, what's he going to be able to do? Because there's going to be the balance strike into the Primal Spring dive, and the Metamorphosis comes out. No orb to save his life this time. Laguna just has to move himself away. Going straight for the Mac as well on that IO, so extra regen, extra health, survivability for the little blue disco ball. What was on the courier? Nothing. Was that just hanging around? As it looks like they might even try and make a move into the mid lane. Dandy has that rot up. Going to be trying to go for this stack, but was that follow-up? Vanscore, does he want to go in with the Earth Spike to follow up with the Balance Strike? Dandy is going to be that point-blank Sunstrike now as well. It looks like, are they going to be able to do it through the Hex? Dandy trying to get himself away from this. There's going to be a rotation in. Dismember does come out, but was that right with damage? It's not going to be off the Impale now as well. They're going to come in for the sustain.
He has a hook.
He's looking for it. It connects as well underneath the tier 1 tower. Cold Snap comes out, but Aincrad going to be taking some orbs to the face. And really nice kill split there. He hits the hook. He's 1 for 1. Somebody start a counter.
He is still a very good hooker.
Probably, I mean, we've not really seen it in a long time, but he was known to be the Pudge player, so probably the best hooker in the history of Dota.
Yeah, for sure. No one hooks quite like him.
And maybe that's where, that's obviously where the inspiration for bait came from. Because we're talking about fishermen and their hooks, no other type of hooker. This is a family-friendly stream.
Didn't even know there was another kind. I have to Google that afterwards. Bait now pressuring this top lane.
Dire's top tower is under
They should be able to get the tier 1 here, and this early game has been going their way so far.
Yeah.
Dire's
Monkey
top
King
tower
not
is
going to be picking up
falling.
any boots, going to go back for the Orb of Corrosion into the Wand. So the normal build that we see onto the position for Monkey King, but Pion is going to be coming up
Dire's
into
middle tower is under
his duel right about now. Is this, we talked about this last time we saw the LC with the Luna IO. It was more that the IO relocated in the Luna into the duels. Now is it going to be more, you know, the LC is going to be the one dragged around looking for the kill potential on those duels, or do you still want to use the IO to drag heroes into that duel potential?
Radiant's bottom tower
Nah, this game it's gonna be Nyx or Pudge setting up for the duels
Yeah.
and the relocates.
Okay. Aincrad gets the kill
That's
to get
the
to
meteor
mid
hammer.
lane. It is out, yeah, coming through onto the creeps, the tier 1 tower, so going to be able to put some pressure on to Chosen One. And you were talking about, obviously, Chosen One being the one that you want to go for with the duels because he has the save, you know, he denies a lot of the damage coming through. And moving over, there's going to be some hooking into the camps.
Double damage.
Pops that DD as well. Lion's going to be close. Lion, does he want to try and... No, he's not going to try and make a move. That hook comes up in 5 seconds, though. The courier.
Free kill.
Trying to scout out, yeah, the D ward. In fact, I think he's that ward. Is it just? No, it's just in range, just on the right side. So Dendy gonna be able to pick up a D ward as well as a creep camp there as well, getting really close to that Ags. But yeah, so the IO LC rotation in with a duel. Do you want to try and do it after someone's engaged, like you said, because the Nyx assassin as well as the Pudge going to be the ones to start the fight, and then you duel in. Do you need to do it once that engagement's happening, or do you need to try and find a kill on the line first?
I don't think it's that important to kill the lion. He's not super strong right now, and because he doesn't have a blink or something, it's very hard for him to respawn in time because he's kind of slow.
Yeah. Okay.
I still want to see Dendy get a solo kill.
He's looking for it. No, it's just going to be hooking out the Forge Spirit. Some extra gold there for him. Picks himself up an Invis rune as well in that bottle.
Radiant's middle tower is under
Very nice. Has his hook and rot max now. I'll be quite happy about that one, I reckon.
Yeah, and looking at level 10, do you go for the extra slow, or is the armor more important in this game?
I think I would probably get the armor because you're playing against the TV after all.
Yeah.
And you're gonna have a lot of HP because of the Aghanims and potential flash heap stacks, although so far it's just gonna be the one.
Bottom lane, Nyx Assassin going to start going on. The Spike Carapace does come out. It looks like Chosen One just trying to avoid that damage, but is this going to be the relocate kill in? It's actually just going to be the TP from Pudge, and now it comes through the duel. So they do get that kill. Was that hook for the second kill into Chosen One? Rotation from Aincrad. Can they get the vision? I don't think they have it. And they're just going to see Chosen One walking it into his trees. So maybe a blind hook, which could catch out onto Aincrad if he's not careful here as well. Dendy is invis, just hanging around the tower looking for
Do
the pull.
this. Nah.
Okay.
I mean, he walked through a sentry to get there, so they know he's there.
Okay. Gutsy maybe looking for the backstab as well. It's going to be the relocate out, so Pion and Laguna aren't going to be there to help out. As we've not really spoken about Violent at all this game. He's going to be going towards, I assume that's going to be the Dragon Lance for him. Or maybe it's just going to be the BKB. He's only got the Ogre Axe queued up. So he's got the goal to pick it up now as well if he wants to go towards it. So what do you think it's going to be here for Violent?
It's just gonna be a BKB, I think. They wanna use this window that they have. They don't want to go supremely late game against Terrorblade, although they definitely could. They have the lineup to make it work. Pudge is one of the most insane late game heroes.
Yeah, he's infinitely scaling.
Infinite scaling and the ability to initiate fights by bringing people to you instead of the other way around.
Yeah.
And just Blink BKB Dismember is a great opener as well.
And that's going to be his Ags. 12.5 minutes into the game. Just brown boots straight into that Ags and bottle. Even got his lucky Dendy just to make sure he can get the extra hit hook percentage from that modifier there.
Just imagine having an item that is literally you in the game.
Next
That
assassin.
has to feel good.
I think he'll be able to relocate Vanscore. The Tumbler Toy comes out, so he's going to be able to dodge off that Earth Spike, the Plasma Field. Pijon's like, that was my duel. Yeah, but
Sean.
the vision break from the line, you know, it was well played, and Violent was just like, we can't let him get away, we just secure the kill. And Violent even gets a free taxi back to the triangle here for himself. So 4 for 3. Incrad, he's got himself the Hand of Midas. The Boots of Travel coming out now as well. Double null tallies. Mid lane. What are they going to be able to do here? The duel does come through. Yeah, they do get the kill there as well, so that's going to be a second duel win.
The Blink reveal, not the BKB reveal. It's hard to reveal an item you don't have.
That really would be a magic trick. Hook comes out, not going to connect onto anybody. Meanwhile, Kiritich, he's just getting free farm, has that Dragon Lance, the Yash is up there as well, going straight towards the Skadi. Do you think at any point Kiritich needs to hit that BKB, or with the Dismember, with the duel, you know, is it just going to be you look for the Skadi, maybe look for the Manta style afterwards?
I think so, yeah. You don't care too much about BKB this game. I mean, he may feel forced to get it at some point, but looking at these bait heroes, the only real reason to get a BKB is the Nyx.
Yeah. Speaking of, Nyx is in that Vendetta form. Is there any sentries about as well? I can't see any. So they might try and get a bit of vision out. It's just going to be seeing illusions coming through. The pink is going to be there. That's just a TB illusion. They're trying to make a move onto Pion now as well. The balance strike will connect. Tumbler Toy comes up from Vanscore. Just trying to close that gap a little bit. Meteor will be dropped. And so will Pion. Gatsy, is he going to be able to get himself away from this? Nope. Incrad with the Sunstrike. Nearly max exhort.
He TP'd without using Carapace. I think he could have lived there.
Yeah. Yeah, no, maybe. I mean, the Cold Snap was available, I think.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But now 5 for 5. Dendy just low on health. Meteor Hammer's going to be used on the tower now as well after this fortification comes through. So it's not going to do any damage to the tower, but it does help clean up the creep wave. You know, stops the tower in its tracks for a little bit there as well. As I'll see, it's going to be the Aghanim Shard coming straight through from this. Hook onto the catapult from Dendy there as well, salves, as well as the regen from Laguna, who still doesn't have that. Is that the mechanism coming out? Yeah, it is. The mechanism, just as we were talking about, completes in 15 minutes. Which isn't bad timing for a support IO.
And they have BKB on Razor now as well. So they can definitely fight right now.
Yeah. And could Nemiga... Do they have to just play it defensive underneath the tier 1s? Or is this just back it up, give them the tier 1 tower mid lane like, while Kiritich just looks for his next big item?
Yeah. I don't think you wanna contest bait right now. I think you just wanna keep stunning your own towers, Vanscore, and Kiritich just farming. He needs that Skadi and then they can start thinking about doing something.
Okay. So, Dandy's going to be going towards the BKB, the Ghost Scepter to follow up. I suppose it does. It's helpful blocking out the right click damage coming through from the Terrorblade. But does it Pudge go for a? Oh, never mind. Next assassin on the bottom lane. He does see the Kiritich. Are they going to try and rotate? Try and maybe get a duel in. Kiritich with the Impale onto the Terrorblade. Was that follow up though? There's going to be 3 heroes about. Gatsy, can he get himself away from this? A reflection comes out, so he is going to be slowed down a little bit. The Earth Spike doesn't actually connect.
I was really expecting a Pudge relocate there.
Yeah. I mean, everybody else.
They didn't want to do it.
Yeah, everybody else was around. And LC still building towards the shot. I mean, there's still 3 minutes before that unlocks anyway. Gatsy, what's he going to go towards now as well? 4 staff coming out for him. Odie, after the Meteor Hammer, it is going to be, he's got the Blink Dagger, he's going to be going back for the BKB, which is going to help him in these fights.
Yeah, he needs to get it because he is OD playing against Nyx. If he doesn't get it, he's gonna get like 2 shot by the enemy position 5, and that's a bit unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not the best feeling in the world here. And then following up with the Ags after that. Ooh, I'm hearing. Oh, it was just the press the attack coming out with the onto the Pion. So not actually committing. What's that Sunstrike in the Roche pit? They're just checking it out. Yeah, there is 2 or 3 heroes around, which could signal a Roche attempt. Gatsy. Does he see Aincrad? Aincrad's sitting at half mana. How many points into the mana burn does he have? He has 3 points into that. And Aincrad's going to step right up into his path. The Impale comes out now as well. The Blink into the duel. Do they have the damage to take him down before this duel's word off? One more right click. Yeah, Pion. That's his 3rd duel attempt. The relocate even from Violent in this Razor form. Chosen One going to be chased down. Pops the Eye of the Storm of Violent with the BKB. Going to be able to turn back onto Vanscore now as well. Spike Carapace comes out into Gatsy. Just trying to keep himself alive. I don't think the Lion gets a finger charge off that. It was longer than 3 seconds. So with the Spike Carapace there, even just messing that one up, Gatsy for the Lion. Pudge.
Nice fishing hook.
Yeah, just looking. He's not trying to land it on a hero, just seeing if there was anyone hanging about. Didn't actually pick up any more Flesh Sheep stacks after that fight, or throughout that fight, but he's still looking quite good. 2k health, and he only really has the Ags to boost him up there. So once he gets that BKB, once he gets a few more Flesh Sheep stacks as well, you're going to be looking at like 3-4k health coming into the mid to late game for this hero.
Yeah. Now he needs some armor to back it up. Because he did go for the rot slow.
Yeah. I mean, you've got the Razor that could look to items like the or even the LC that could look to items like the AC. What specifically would you like to see on the Pudge? Is a Shiva's an option here for him? Does he want to be going into? I mean, looking at the items, what is it that a Pudge wants?
I personally would not even hate a Blade Mail, but that tends to work better on offlane Pudges, and he is the mid, so he kind of needs those big items.
Yeah.
Items like BKB, Shivas, even E-Blade is really good here.
Well, I mean, he's got the Ghost Scepter queued up, so the E-Blade could be an option coming into the mid game. So he's hitting all these hooks on these creeps. He's definitely looking to get that farm in. Sitting at 9k net worth lead, so that's, as a mid laner up against an Invoker that's got a Hand of Midas, being only 1,000 gold behind, that's a really nicely timed Pudge, I think.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. Nemiga, they want to go for a smoke now. Let's see what they can find.
Yeah, the Terrorblade does have that Skadi. Going to be working towards that BKB afterwards. Heaven scouted out now as well. Going to be jumping him into 2 heroes of Violent. He's going to be able to go with the BKB. The Hex is already there with the Earthspike, but he gets the BKB off. The Purge coming through as the save, or the actual imprisonment at least, with the Wukong's command. The duel is out onto the Terrorblade, but I think that was a duel victory for Kiritich. That's not where you want to be giving away the duel damage. Dismember comes out. He's already used the Sunder. Denny's going to be taking a lot of damage from the Wukong's command, and now it's going to be a 1-by-1-by-1. All 5 heroes on the side of Bait go down.
All right. Well, there goes their lead.
Yeah, and that was a bit of Saving Private Ryan syndrome there for Bait. It's, I mean, taking the duel in the Wukong's command after the Astral Imprisonment, the Sanity's Eclipse gets dropped as well. That is, that's a choice. That is a choice.
Yep.
And
I
with
mean, TB, even when he's being disabled, his illusions still do plenty of damage. And then the duel onto the TB was kind of questionable as well.
yeah,
Radiant's bottom
Because
And-
at that point they already lost their Razor. And that's kind of their damage.
and that was the first level 2 duel as well, so that's a plus 20 damage for the Tireblade.
Yeah, giving you a enemy carry duel damage, it's one of the worst feelings in the world.
I know that feel.
It's like,
yeah.
you know, every single second on the map is gonna be more efficient for him now. Oh, so painful. But
And-
that pain is one of the reasons why Dota is so good. No other game just hurts you this much. So every single time something positive happens, you have the pain in the back of your mind. You truly savor the positive experiences. At
That-
least that's what I'm telling myself. I swear this is healthy, mom.
That's some proper Bob Ross stuff. That's what he says. You know, you can't have the good times without the bad times, and well, Bait waiting on those good times right now. As they move themselves into the Roche pit, but the Sunstrike will scout this one out.
It's immediately scouted, but
Yeah, they can't move themselves over. They're not going to try and contest. Do Bait have the speed to take this Roche though?
nope. I feel like both the Razor and the LC are gonna die before they take Roche.
And now there is a rotation in from Nemiga. They've got themselves a Wukong command back up. The hook does connect onto Aincrad. I think they'll be able to go into Dismember. The Wukong command comes out. Denny though with that
That's a good
BKB. I think they'll be able to do the damage. They do take down the Invoker now. They're turning onto the duel in the background. It's going to be onto the line now as well. So this might be a little bit more favourable with Valor Strike though. It's not going to be enough to keep Pijon from securing the duel damage. Chosen one. The Eye of the Storm doing the damage. Violent needs to get himself away.
Okay.
Imprisonment onto Dendy.
So it turns out killing the Invoker at the start and not dueling the TV is a good thing to do.
Yeah, imagine that.
It's madness.
And they get themselves give it to Dendy. They get themselves an Aegis first Roche of the game there as well. Instantly turn the momentum back in their favor, taking a full. Well, the Terrorblade did cut and run. No, he didn't cut and run. He tactically retreated. Because he didn't have this BKB up, so he didn't want to overcommit to that fight. You know, he can get it if he needs to now, because he's 60 gold away from picking up the Ogre Axe anyway. So if he wanted to split the Dragon Lance, he wouldn't be without that for too long. He wouldn't be without it before that Metamorphosis comes back up anyway. So he is flying that out.
This is lovely, isn't it? Oh,
Oh, they're going to be able to get the duel onto the OD. Do they
Yeah,
have the
that
damage to follow up?
OD.
It looks like they might be able to get. They do get the duel victory coming through with that relocate. Violent. He's got himself one Perseverance. But it looks like it's going to be the Lotus Orb to come out for the Razor and not the Refresher.
Tower is under attack.
every single time I'm saying, please buy a BKB, please buy a BKB, and people don't do it. And then when I say, this is not really a great BKB game, of course Kiritich picks it up, and really early as well. I guess he's just afraid of the punch damage, and
Yeah.
that is definitely a valid concern. Because Rot is like 220 damage per second, which is a decent amount.
Yeah, with that Axe, yeah, it is. And then obviously like, the AoE, so he doesn't even need to be as close. It's going to be great for duels as well. Just that extra little bit of sustained damage coming through. Pion up to 70 duel victory damage now as well. Which, you know, and that's kind of the thing that the LC, when you have a good start like this, you can just snowball, you know, pick up the supports. Because you look at the line, he's got 1100 health. You look at the Monkey King, he's a little bit tankier with the 21 armor and the 1600 health. But that's still not outside of the realm of kill potential when you have a relocate in. Well, like we saw with the Violent being relocated in against the OD.
Dire's top tower. Radiant's bottom tower.
Inkrad is gonna have his Lincoln Sphere now, though.
Hmm.
That's a really good item for him to pick up. Gonna deal with Mana Burn, Dual, Static Link, Dismember. Lincoln's is an insane item.
Is under
this game.
Dire structures are fortified.
Well, the top lane, the tier 2 tower has fallen. Violent gets that, and can Bait, I mean the Aegis is still there for the next 2.5 minutes. Can Bait just carry on going here? Because like you were talking about, they could force out a high ground defense, and with Dendi being able to pull the hook, pull any heroes back with that hook, you know, it means that they're going to be able to engage on their terms. Yeah, and you can see even the Observer Ward going down. This is going to be great for Dendi as he
Radiant's middle
looks to maybe pick up a support, something like that, so they can get an extra duel in as well.
I love how no one dares to get close.
It's going to come in through the Violent. The duel is actually going to be blinking forward into this for the Astral Imprisonment. The save is
they
going to
get
be
the
going
hook.
before the duel words off. It will. Wukong's command comes up. Violent's going to be getting pretty darn low now as well. It's going to be Pion getting caught out. They get 2 kills. And Nemiga, do they want to carry on chasing out? Then he's going to go for the TP. Anything to stop this. It's going to be the Astral Imprisonment.
No.
Tornado was there as well, so it was going to be one or the other. Dendi can he get himself away? Cold Snap as well as the Yours on the back line, so I think he'll be able to do the damage. The Balance Strike is going to be on to 2. And it looks like they might even be able to go on to Laguna. Laguna going to try and go for the TP away, but do the damage with the Sunstrike. No, he gets out just in time. Meteor Hammer is that Dendi is going to come back with that Aegis. They're going to try and do the damage, or he's going to try and do the damage, but the Astral Imprisonment saves the OD's life.
How is it suddenly a 5k lead?
A lot of gold going the way of Kiritich. Seriously, he picked up, what's that, 580, he picked up 1200 gold just from the 3 kills. And that's just
Ew.
him, that's not assist gold, that's, yeah, 1500 gold going the way, mostly going the way of the Terrorblade there as well. And
Now he has a Daedalus.
Radiant's middle
Ooh.
tower is under attack.
I feel like once he gets his Satanic, no one is gonna be able to kill him. Now it's a 7k lead.
Top tower is
This is escalating pretty quickly.
that, yeah, it's getting out of hand for the side of Nemiga, and the surprising thing is it's pretty much even on kills. XP wise, how are we looking there? It's just dipping away. Big roller coaster, you know, up and down there. So it is just slowly going the way of Nemiga. Obviously, with those 5 heroes being up when Bait pretty much got team wiped. That is a big driving factor in the expanse between the 2 teams now. Gatsy might see Aincrad. Are they going to look for this blink kill? Sentry's down. Do they have the vision? They do with the Observer. Well, the Tornado comes up, but the Force Staff is going to be there. Triple Meteor. Not going to connect. And Aincrad.
Where's the third one? I just saw 2 meatballs. Or am I missing something?
Yeah, if you're only getting 2 meatballs, you need to complain to your subway because you need to get at least 3.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just ask if you can speak to the manager.
Invoker's even got the haircut for speaking to the manager as well.
Yep.
Dire are
As a
scanning.
5-man smoke coming
Radiant
out from the side of Nemiga. Radiant Scan. Is that... No, so the Radiant Scan I think was on the other side of the map. It was the Dire Jungle Scan. Maybe looking for a relocate pickoff. Or just seeing if it was safe, but Nemiga looking to push out this bottom lane. Maybe even going to go towards a tier 3 of their own.
And he does pick up the plate mail now, going towards Shivas.
Oh, Gatsy Earthspike comes out. It's going to be hexed up. Do they have any follow-up with the Balance Strike as well as the Primal Spring? Not going to be there, so Aincrad pops that BKB early. Triple Meteor does come down once again. Going to be connected onto the LC. The hook not going to be enough. Even Dendi. Oh, the Astral. Oh, a bit of miscommunication that stops the path of the Sunstrike, but it just means that Kiritich is going to be able to walk right up to Dendi. Dendi pops that Ghost Scepter, but he should still have the damage once that wears off. Even the Finger going to be committed there. 2 heroes dead without buyback. Nyx is down now as well for 40 seconds, and this looks like it's going to be a quick turnaround for Nemiga. 30 minutes in, and they're pressuring onto tier 3s. They could even... There's going to be the TP into the mid lane from Aincrad, so it looks like they want to go for another tier 2 into another set of racks.
Yeah,
Radiant's middle
they
tower
cannot
has
stop
fallen.
this. And he doesn't have buyback.
Under attack.
With this Alacrity,
Radiant's middle
Jesus.
tower has fallen.
Kiritich is destroying everything.
Yeah, and
Radiant's middle
it's going to be... They can't go for Megas because there is still a tier 1 tower standing on the top lane, but they could easily push out and take that tier 1 town and at least start to get some momentum. It looks like Aincrad is going to be TPing back now as well, maybe just to push this lane out. Going towards his Ags. Has he got a piece on the courier at all? No. No. Oh, he does. No, he does have the point booster on the courier. Maybe just waiting for the full thing to come out, as he's only about 700 gold away from picking that up. And with the Hand of Midas, that's going to be out in no time at all.
It is so rough for bait that Aincrad has this Lincoln Sphere. It means that they cannot just blow up the Invoker in fights.
Yeah.
Because they need to somehow cancel this Lincolns, but when you get hooked, you're gonna have enough time to press BKB. And when you can't kill the Invoker, you sure as hell cannot kill the TB.
He actually changed his mind as well. He picked up the Eagle Song, maybe knowing that he's got, like you say, he can't be killed. So he's opting for a little bit more attack speed, a little bit more damage coming through from that Swift Blink rather than go for the Satanic first.
I mean, he can buy whatever the hell he wants. Like, he can buy bloody Dagon, bring himself to 0 HP, blink in, Sunder, kill someone with Dagon and still be the strongest hero on the map.
Yeah, that is true. And if we take a look at Violent here, he does have that refresher. The AC is coming out for him now as well, so he didn't actually finish up. I thought it was going to be the Lotus with what the items he had queued up, but goes back, gets that refresher, gets his Soul Curious out now as well. But this is just going to be so hard for Bait to try and contest things like Roshan with losing a lane on half a racks. Okay, they do have the relocate if a fight does break out, but you even have to wait for the relocate time. That could be the difference between having a hero up and losing that one hero early in the fight. And if you're out of the base too long, the Yule Scepter comes out to the Monkey King. No follow-up though in Heaven. Should be fine. Yeah, if they're out of the base too long, this bottom lane's going to push in. It's going to be going towards the... They do have at least one of the effigies up, but that will push through in no time at all if Bait don't keep an eye on the base. Even Lion going towards the A in this, there's just going to be so much survivability coming out on the side of Nemiga. And what can Bait do? What's the plan here for them?
They need like a full drain on Terrorblade.
Yeah.
And then like 1 or 2 support pickoffs. Ideally they wanna jump on top of the OD, because I think he's the only hero they can actually kill in a duel. But even the OD has 2200 HP and Kiritich can kill the entirety of Bait in around 4 seconds.
Well, we'll have to get the stopwatch out for that. It looks like he might be able to make a move. The Balance Strike comes out, and the lockdown onto Razor. Do they have the damage? He does get the purge from the press the attack. Unable to get himself out. Pops his own BKB there as well.
Ooh, Dendy's
going to be caught out. Meteos gets dropped once again. Even with the BKB, yeah, just look at how low he's getting. The sustain comes through from Laguna. Are they going to be able to keep him alive? The relocate, it's just going to be dragging him back into the fight. And now the Finger of Death. They get the damage. Is it going to be able to take down? It should be with the Sastal Imprisonment there as well. 2 heroes dead, and that's a Roche man up.
Really unfortunate there. They save the Razor and instead they lose the Pudge and the IO.
And this is going to be the shard. Who did they give the shard to? Do you want to be getting the Demon Seal over on the Terrorblade? Is there somebody else that you think should be picking this one up first? Well, Gatsy is going to be picked up as a kill. The EMP comes out even through the Spike Carapace. The Earth Spike is going to be the Deafening Blast does the job.
I was gonna say OD, but it's okay on TB as well. It's not super great because he doesn't have a Satanic, but he does have the Paladin Sword for lifesteal. I guess for now it's gonna be okay. They do give it to OD.
So this is going to be Megas, and again, we're going to be waiting 2-3 seconds for the full lineup of Bait. Pion trying to throw out the Overwhelm and also try and do what he can to slow this one down. Tornado comes to it, connects onto Gatsy. BKB is there for Pion though, so he's not going to be caught up in that little bit of extra wind. But this is effectively, if they want to push on to this last range racks, this could be Megas here for Nemiga. And the Forge Spirits are going to be able to come up with the Alacrity onto the high ground. One of them gets dealt with it. It's going to be the Alacrity one. The Illusion coming through from the Terrorblade now as well. Slowed down by Dendy. 68 health left on this range rack. 68 health between Nemiga and Megas. Tornado comes out. It's actually going to connect onto the Razor now as well. The Meteor's going to get dropped, even with the Deafening Blast. Do they have the damage to take him down? He has that BKB. He's going to be hacked up. The Finger comes out. Sustained from the Laguna. Cataclysm damage. Is it going to be enough? Because Violent's going to be able to pop that BKB. As this member comes out onto the Terrorblade. Terrorblade, though, Kiritich, like you say, it's a big tanky boy. Then he tries to get himself away with the Ghost Scepter. Violent Strike comes in with that Primal Spring now as well. Violent chasing on. Do they have the damage to take down Bansko? Bansko, that's going to be the gem on the deck. Aegis comes out. And Kiritich, well, he's back. He's still got that Sunder. Is he hungry to hunt? Because Dendy's going to be dead for the next 56 seconds. Violent, though, trying to do his best to protect this high ground. The Balance Strike comes out to Razor. Razor, Sunder is going to be used. It's going to be the full stuff away. It's going to be able to protect Violent. Violent with the press the attack, trying to keep him safe with the Magic Community. It's not going to be enough. He has to buy back into this. And now they're going to be able to go in the Laguna. The Laguna has that tether in the next couple of seconds, but they're going to be able to change targets onto the LC. And now Violent, it's going to be 2 buybacks. Do they have enough to keep this going? I think Violent, this is going to be a dieback for him, even with that press the attack again. The damage coming through from the Terrorblade, it's just too much. And Bait, even Dendy buying back. This is going to be last chance saloon here for the side of Bait to defend this in game number 2. But Kiritich is out of mana. He's still going to be going in with the Swift Blink. They're going to go onto the tier 4s. The damage is going to be there. The Blink of the duel on the backline. So I think they'll take down the OD. It looks like the Wukong's command, even with the BKB coming out from the Legion Commander, it's still going to be a lot of damage. Meteor does get dropped, and they're going to be able to get the kill. Meteor's in the wrong direction. So maybe just a little bit of a celebration there from Aincrad as Bait, they lose out. Game number 2 goes the way of Nemiga. 37
Good
minutes.
for a moment for Bait. And I just love that we got to see a Dendy Pudge, even if it didn't win.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you have to have fun with it anytime it comes out, and I think it started off quite well, going straight for that Ags. It was effective. Maybe they didn't get involved in the fights and the duels as much as they should have, but Bait, it was a good showing. It was a little better than... And I think that's the thing as well, right? They're improving game over game over game over game, so it might not be enough to save them in this season, but they should potentially look to qualify again and come back stronger next season if this roster stays together, right?
I think the odds of that happening are pretty low, though. Bait has had quite a poor record regarding keeping their team together. I think there is definitely some room for them to improve as a lineup as well, but players keep getting poached, man.
Yeah, they looked really good with Watson with TSA, and obviously they moved on to better opportunities, and Bait having to start and build again and get the momentum going again. So you never know. A couple more seasons of the D2CL between now and the next season of the DPC as well. So they're going to have that time, that space to improve as a team, because we've got to remember they were only freshly formed just before the DPC started. So there might still be some teething issues, some synergy issues that they need to work out.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And no matter what happens, I'm gonna keep rooting for Dendy, man. He's a legend, no matter what happens.
It is a nice, feels good when you see. A lot of people say, he should be retiring, he should be. But even if his job at the minute, or from now on, is bringing through this new talent, it's still bringing something to the scene. It might not be the Dendy of old that we saw winning TIs and making massive impacts in the Tier 1 scene, but being able to bring through players, it is still a really nice thing for Dendy to be able to do at the minute. And so that is going to be it, guys. We're going to be wrapping up. Nemiga take this game 2-0 as Bait, unfortunately, don't get their first victory in the DPC season, lower division season just yet. They're still going to be waiting on that. Thank you for tuning in. Myself and Wingblade will be back tomorrow with we get to close it out as well, pretty much. We get to close out the Eastern European pre-Christmas matches. So that's something to look forward to as well, guys. But stick around, there's going to be some Division 1 action coming up on BTS in the next few minutes. So I think it's going to be a bit of a longer break because this series did go quite quickly. But stick around for some Division 1 action coming up soon. We'll see you guys tomorrow.